But before we get to some of the current events that are happening in Europe right now, I want to just lay the biblical foundation for, again, the rise of what I call a reunited, revived, revitalized Roman Empire in the end times. Now, the biblical entry point to understand this is Daniel chapter 2. Remember in Daniel 2, Nebuchadnezzar has a dream. We could really call it a nightmare. I mean, he has this dream of this metallic man, head of gold, the chest and arms are silver, the belly and the thighs are bronze, and the legs are of iron, and then the feet and the 10 toes are of iron and clay that are mixed. Now, Daniel gives the interpretation of that vision. And he tells Nebuchadnezzar, you're the head of gold. After you, there'll be another kingdom inferior to you, then another kingdom, and then another kingdom. So it's these four world kingdoms of Babylon, and then Medo-Persia, pictured by the two arms, the Median and the Persian part of the empire. Then the Greek Empire is pictured by the bronze, and then the two legs of iron picture the Roman Empire, the eastern and the western leg of the Roman Empire. And then we have these 10 toes, the feet and 10 toes that's made of iron and clay. Now, the first four kingdoms were all literally fulfilled. There was Babylon, there was Medo-Persia, there was Greece, and there was Rome. So we know that the parts of this prophecy that haven't been fulfilled will also be literally fulfilled. Now let me skip on down in this prophecy to Daniel chapter 2, verses 41 to 43 that deal with the feet and the 10 toes. Daniel 2:41 says, just as you saw that the feet and the toes were partly of baked clay and partly of iron, so this will be a divided kingdom. Yet it will have some of the strength of iron in it, even as you saw iron mixed with clay. As the toes were partly iron and partly clay, so this kingdom will be partly strong and partly brittle. And just as you saw the iron mixed with baked clay, so the people will be a mixture and will not remain united any more than iron mixes with clay. So again, we had Babylon, a literal empire, Greece, we had Medo-Persia, we had Greece, we had Rome. But now it pictures the Roman Empire ruled over by 10 kings. And these 10 kings are pictured by these 10 toes. And Rome has never been ruled over by 10 kings. The Roman Empire never has. So we know that this aspect of this must be future. We could call this the end time Roman Empire, Rome II. But it's going to be literally fulfilled in the future. And the fact that these feet and toes are partly of iron and partly in clay, I mean, it's going to be partly strong and partly weak. And that's what we see in the EU today with strong nations and weak nations. It's kind of divided and fragmented, yet powerful. That's the picture of this kingdom in the end. Now, in Daniel 7, we have a parallel passage to Daniel 2. But instead of 4 metals, it's 4 wild beasts. And the first beast is a lion that represents Babylon. Then you have a bear that represents the Medo-Persian Empire. Then a leopard that pictures the Greek Empire. And then you have this horrible iron beast with large iron teeth. But then we get to the last part of that in Daniel chapter 7, verses 7 and 8. It says, after that, in my vision at night, I looked and behold, before me was a fourth beast, terrifying and frightening and very powerful. It had large iron teeth. It crushed and devoured its victims and trampled them underfoot whatever was left. It was different from all the former beasts, and it had 10 horns. So now these 10 horns correspond to the 10 toes on the image back in Daniel chapter 2. While I was thinking about the horns, there before me was another horn, a little one, which came up among them, and 3 of the first horns were uprooted before it. This horn had eyes like the eyes of a human being and mouth that spoke boastfully. So this is the first clear prophecy in the Bible, I believe, of the final Antichrist. And he's pictured here as a little horn. But he rises up among these 10 horns. Now, a lot of people take these 10 horns to be 10 divisions of the world in the end time, the world to be divided kind of into 10 sections or parts.